The Dodgers are not done with that, I guess, three-peat roster, we'll call it. They made a move today to bring back an old friend. I'm calling him that. We're talking about Mike Siani being back on this roster and other things. Just really his weird ride and whatever else we decide to get into here on this edition of All Dodgers. I'm telling you, we're racking up the frequent flyer miles. This is Michael Siani coming at you live from my home studio in beautiful La Puente, California. This is the All Dodgers podcast, part of the Bleav Network, presented by FanDuel. I am Clint Pasillas. Find me as Real FRG on the social media. That guy, to my screen right, is Jeff Snider. Find him as Snider on the social media machine. We work here. We do things here. And we're kind of a Michael Siani podcast now. Kind of an Andy Ibañez podcast now. We got some news. Anything you want to say, perhaps, about your fancy shirt before?
Yeah, first of all, the name of this show, All Dodgers.
Let's get you a solid one shot there. Oh yeah, sort of. You got to do like the. Anyways, you guys get the point. You get the point.
Yeah. I think maybe the most interesting thing about everything that happened today is that when the Dodgers DFA'd him, he was Michael Siani, and today everybody was calling him Mike. It's like
we're tight. It's friendship.
I guess if you change teams often enough, you feel like you got to change your name or something. Obviously, Mike is a form of Michael. I know that. Reminds me of when he talks about going to the airport and they freak out because his ticket says Nathan and his driver's license says Nathaniel. And the guy says, they're not the same. And he says, yeah, but they're the same.
The same.
Michael Siani, whoever he is, he's back with the Dodgers. And it's weird because nothing has changed. Like when the Dodgers signed Kyle Tucker, they could have chosen, okay, do we want to dump Andy Ibañez, who we just signed, or do we want to DFA Michael Siani? And they chose to DFA Siani, and then nothing changed. And then Siani was available and said, oh, we want that guy. And so they grabbed him up and DFA'd Ibañez. And, you made a good point when we were texting earlier that it seems like maybe the Dodgers were just hoping that he would clear waivers, get through when they DFA'd him before Siani, that is, when they DFA'd him a week or two ago. And that was kind of their tricky way to try to keep both Ibañez and Siani. Mm-hmm. But when push came to shove, I guess they wanted Siani more.
It seems that way. I think the way this roster is constructed at the moment and some of the guys they have, I guess really in some of the guys that they have and how the roster is constructed, it makes more sense to have one more like fleet foot defensive whiz that you could plug into center, like a true honest to God center field option, which is what you would have with Mike if you're nasty Siani. Otherwise, you don't really have that ready to go in the organization, as were for second base. Alex Freeland could plug in there. You're eventually Tommy Edman, when he's healthy, he's going to get the lion's share. Something that we meant to talk about a little bit more on Sunday. Didn't talk a whole lot about Tommy Edman, but who else? Ha-Seong Kim needs to get some runway at the position. So maybe they try to pass Ibañez through waivers as well. It's a good way to do it. It's a nice chunk of change either way. He would get to keep that money. I think. How does it work? Well, I guess he's not under contract, so he's not forfeiting future money.
And who are we talking about here?
In this case, I'm talking about Ibañez, because obviously he had the guaranteed 1.3 mil. Big league deal that he's now DFA'd from.
Yeah, and it's I guess the Dodgers are probably hoping somebody does claim him, because then they pick up, they're responsible for his salary. If he signs anywhere, then whoever signs him will pay the league minimum. And so chances are the Dodgers only end up paying Ibañez at the most like $400,000 to do nothing for them. I volunteered to do nothing for them for $400,000. I'll do that once a week.
It's a good deal.
Every Thursday evening, I'll do nothing and just send me over direct deposit $400,000 for me. But I digress. Ibañez. I think you maybe more than most have been on the why in the world Andy Ibañez train, like since the day they signed him.
I was upset. I was upset
I know you were.
that day they claimed Ryan Fitzgerald, Ryan Fitzgerald, a nobody infielder from the Twins, and then signed. The report comes out, not official for a few more days, but then the reports come out that they're landing another journeyman infielder in Andy Ibañez. And I'm like, what do you need with these dudes for? And more specifically, why are they occupying space on my precious 40-man roster? Same with, now he's Mike, and we can confirm. I was looking at the press release the Dodgers sent, and it does say Mike Siani in my email. So new guy, maybe it's a different guy.
Hey, can you check your email, see if the press release a week and a half ago said Michael when they DFA'd him?
That's a good call. Luckily, all I got to do is just search Siani.
Yeah, I probably don't get a lot of emails with the word Siani in them.
Yeah. I might have trashed it.
I never did.
Oh no, here it is. It's Michael. When they signed it.
That is the question. When they get, like we were joking that when he gets to spring training, they're going to ask all about him getting DFA'd 38 times this offseason and bouncing from organization to organization. The question that some intrepid reporter needs to ask, I'm looking at you, D-Mac. So what happened between January whatever and February 3rd that you went from Michael to Mike, and that is like, there's probably a story there. There's probably a life he's lived in these last 11 days or whatever it is. I have no idea what the date was, but
hey, on his Instagram, it is Mike Siani 6. That's his handle, but it does say Michael Siani. This is all very confusing. This is where we're at in the offseason, by the way.
The
guys.
Intrigue, baby.
What a wild offseason has been for this dude, by the way. DFA'd from the Yanks. Dodgers. Oh wait, how I'm doing this wrong? I think I'm going backwards here. That's right. Yeah. Dodgers claimed from Braves. Of course, he spent time, I think, with the Cardinals earlier in the season. They claim from Braves. DFA goes to the Yanks. Yanks DFA. That's just got to be one of those uncomfortable feelings as a baseball player. At this point in the season, you pitchers and catchers report in less than 2 weeks, and you don't know where you're going to play baseball. I guess now he does, but.
Yeah,
tough for him.
For now, I mean,
for now, fair.
Yeah, but yeah, since the season ended, he's been in 4 different organizations. One of them twice. So
this is from Raul in the chat, 499 on the super chat. Thank you very much. As Dodgers and Siani remind me of me and my ex, always on again, off again. I like what you said just before you went live. It's going to be an interesting answer to. Who's the guy? Who's that guy who caught the final out for the Dodgers 2026 World Series champion team?
Yeah,
Mike Siani, baby. Yeah. He's got to know. He's got to also know.
He's probably going to be Mikey by then.
Mikey. Just M. Call him Mickey.
Yeah. My brother, my younger brother, my parents were going to name him Michael until they found out that my aunt, my dad's sister, was going to call him Mickey if his name was Michael. And so his middle name is Michael. They named him after the doctor that delivered him instead, just to spite my aunt, which, you know what? I'm in favor of that. But yeah, I like Mickey Siani. That's it. You heard it here first.
That future Hall of Famer, that guy.
The other big question about Mickey Siani, though, is can he hit? And unfortunately, the answer is no.
No.
Even in the minor leagues. He had a 688 OPS in the minor leagues. Like he has never hit at any level of.
It's not a small sample size either. Parts of 7 seasons as a minor leaguer. 688.
I assume he hit in high school.
2,500 plate appearances. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the point is, we're getting to obviously this isn't exciting news. This is not a needle mover. We did plan on for the month of February beginning to ramp up more content, and this is what the day has brought us. Michael Siani back in the organization. Andy Ibañez currently in limbo, maybe returns to the organization. Somebody had pointed out in the chat. I always mess this up. Clean Your Australian, I believe it is. He didn't go to FanFest. Ibañez was one of the guys who was not at FanFest, along with some other no names. Kyle Tucker and Edwin Diaz, whoever these guys are. They were not at FanFest either, along with Yoshinobu Yamamura. I'm way over. This is killed the bit.
Yeah, a long time ago.
I'm going to take myself out back. old yeller myself. But yeah, not the most exciting of news. One of the things I think, I agree. You and I were talking about what the hell is this organization kind of doing? This is like, is there a method to the madness of what they're trying to do? Or they definitely trying to find ways to just stock as many players as they can in the organization and hope for the best. Like, again, if if Ibañez goes unclaimed, he can remain in the organization. He does retain that money, or however that works. Either way, he gets it, I guess. But if I was Andy Ibañez and my choice was get a big league job with, I don't know, what's a bad team, the Marlins, no, I don't know. I guess I wouldn't want to stay in the minors for the Dodgers. I'm a little off on it.
Yeah,
it's like just that chance to play with the Dodgers. You get a better shot at least getting that sympathy ring for the the cup of coffee 5-game call up.
Yeah, and that's true. But you probably, I think big leaguers are competitive enough. They want to play in the big leagues, even if it's in Colorado or whatever. I do think Siani, though, I think he might have a role on this team, because we saw last year with Justin Dean, if you can play really good defense and not hit at all, but you can run fast and play good outfield defense, that especially with the Dodgers having fully accepted the fact that Teo's bad at defense. It's easy to see Siani actually being on the big league roster as a fourth outfielder whose only job is pinch running for somebody late in the game and then staying in on defense for Teo, whether it's pinch running for Teo or just coming in on defense for Teo late in the game. After Teo's, after his at bat in the 7th inning or later, okay, Siani's in the game, and reduce the defensive liability that Teoscar is as much as possible. Siani can play a great center field, and so your late inning defense, suddenly you got Tucker in right, Siani in center, and Pages in left, and it's like that's potentially an elite defensive outfield. So there's I don't know if they'll go that route, because it is hard to justify a roster spot for a guy who cannot hit. But when you don't have to have your backup catcher spot for a guy who can't hit, like they did when it was Austin Barnes, if what's his name? The backup catcher, top prospect, Dalton Rushing.
Yeah.
If he can, show he can hit a little bit, then that's an actual pinch hitter available off the bench that you wouldn't have if it was Austin Barnes there. And you've got Shohei Ohtani, and so the Dodgers could theoretically even, carry an extra position player,
Yeah, I think Siani gives them more options for sure. And I like I was saying before, and like you and I were talking about when we were doing a little bit of content ideation for the things we're going to talk about poorly here today. I personally think an outfielder makes more sense. I think this is a little bit of a signal to say, like, Tommy Edman, plan on staying at second base this season. I think to have him bounce around as much as both you and I believe he is better suited to bounce back and forth and be somebody who can be a center field or left field option late in the game or something like that. If you do have a Siani around, Alex Call's going to be on this roster. Ryan Ward is still technically on the 40-man, whatever they decide to do with him. I think having somebody with just that elite defensive ability, you find a way to make that work now that we are in the 26-man roster, active roster era. You can kind of get away with it. They did it last year with the 23 who shan't be named anymore. He occupied a roster spot. Also started a lot in left field, unfortunately, but they can get away with it. I think they can get away. They did it with Chris Taylor for a couple of years. Like, you can get away with that, having somebody essentially be that defensive whiz specialist. The speed isn't as great as I would hope. It's 28 feet per second. Looking here at the StatCast for the Michael, if you're nasty, Siani, Mikey, if you're a listener of the All Dodgers podcast, Mickey. He provides something.
He stole 20 bases and was caught stealing 3 times in 2024 in the big leagues.
I'll take that.
The dude can run the bases. Yeah, he's probably not as fast as Justin Dean, but he can also bunt. Do you see? He led the major leagues in sacrifice bunts in 2024. That's going to get some segment of the fan base excited.
I love good bunt stuff. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I mean there's some value there. Like as a guy who can pinch hit in a bunt situation and then stay in the game. Yeah, you know what? I don't know who he'd pinch hit for. I guess if
Show it.
I'm trying to think because everybody who would be in the lineup who can't hit is a good bunter. I'm like Miguel Rojas. I don't mean Rojas can't hit. Obviously, he does have the biggest home run in Dodgers history, but he's a guy who you potentially might pinch hit for once in a while, but also he's a good bunter. So I don't know that there's a role there, but Siani has a lot of skills other than hitting, and maybe enough skills to be in the big leagues.
He does have options, right? He has more options this year, I'm assuming.
I assume so.
Yeah. Somebody who doesn't have options that was designated for assignment by the Cincinnati Reds was our friend, World Series champion, Ronnie Biceps, as we call him here. I just decided. Here's a guy that could bunt for sure. Ben Rortvedt. Before we get back into or continue the exciting Mike Siani content, guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for Mikey, whatever you want to call him, Siani content here. But people
might as well go with Miguel.
Miguel Siani,
Miggy C,
our boy C,
S-I. It's Espanol, my friend.
C.
It's the first syllable of Siani.
Gotcha. Yeah. Locked in. All right. Anyways, Ben Rortvedt's a free agent again. He's a dude who doesn't have options. They're not going to carry 3 catchers. If it's a minor league deal, maybe he comes back home. Maybe he wants to catch at AAA. I think the Dodgers technically have an opening. They have some space. I don't know if they re-signed like Chris Oakey or whatever, but if he wants to go catch at AAA and be an insurance policy, Benny Rortvedt's welcome back anytime. I can tell you that much. But anyways, I just wanted to throw that in there because people are talking about it in the chat.
Yeah. It's going to get people talking. Ben Rortvedt had some big hits for the Dodgers. He also got out a lot. He had a 79 OPS plus. He's not a good hitter. Good defensive catcher. And I like everything about him as a AAA catcher who can come up if somebody gets hurt and be the backup for a while, which was the role the Dodgers needed last year. The Dodgers had Will Smith and Dalton Rushing both get hurt, and so suddenly they needed Ron Roveltelt, and and there he was. And so, but it's there is no role on the big league roster for Ben Rortvedt. As my grandpappy used to say, if you can't make the Reds, you can't make the Dodgers.
Hey, at least he loses
dodge a
his
wrench,
job.
you can dodge a ball.
At least he loses a spot for Gino Suarez. Like, it's a dude who hit 48, 49 dingers last year. Like, that, I guess that would be okay. Just send him to Tampa, though. I really want him and Gavin Lux to play together, the BFFs. Nobody even knows it. Anyways, I want to get into some of the chat.
Do you think they're as good of friends as Clayton Kershaw and Matt Stafford?
They're friends?
Did you know they grew up together?
That's insane. This breaking news. I don't have a button for it. Oh, God. 2 retirees, 2 Texas local retirees grew up as friends. Sarah said, no article needed, another boring day for the Dodgers. Yeah. I mean, we're stacking up boring days until next week for sure. But it is almost time for baseball players to show up to Camelback Ranch in Glendale, Arizona, and start throwing baseball around and baseballs around, and us being excited and us getting, for me, I'll get the little bit of chills when I see, Sujo and company posting video of a truck leaving Dodger Stadium, because I know that there's baseball stuff on that truck, and I like baseball stuff.
Yeah, truck day's got to be soon. Man, probably in the next day or two, I would guess, because there's going to be people showing up to Camelback Ranch any day now.
Well, there's people already there. A lot of them live there. You can't. I mean, maybe you could. I didn't find them. You can't bet on when Truck Day happens for the Dodgers, but you can place your bet on the Dodgers winning a World Series. I think the odds have not changed since the last time you and I were talking about this. I think at one point, didn't they get to plus 210?
Yeah, last time
now-
we talked, they had gone up to plus 210. Man,
They're not a fan of Siani.
FanDuel does not like the Andy Ibañez move. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough move there, but you see a little
But the
bit
Yankees
of
were
movement.
plus 100 last time, too.
Yeah.
So Yankees went down more than the Dodgers did. So that's who was our big jumper? That somebody must have moved up down.
I think
down
the
back.
Mets. I think the Mets moved up.
Okay.
I mean, I could look. I have the screenshot saved somewhere, but the important thing is the Dodgers remain at the top, and we've seen more things. I think FanGraphs has them like 28% chance of winning the World Series or something like that. Like things are good for your Dodgers. I still think the Blue Jays are way too low. They've had themselves a good off season. Mariners creeping up a little bit as well with their recent what's his name again? Brendan Donovan edition, all that kind of stuff.
Did you see the FanGraphs projections the other day have the Braves with the second best record in baseball? Supporting what we were talking about the other day. That
Don't get it.
Yeah, and that's based on like actual projections of actual players, where the betting odds are more about how the fans are betting. But this is FanGraphs; it's based on projections. So yeah, it's I'm interested to see who's right, everybody or Clint.
You know what? I'm putting my money on me. Go to Clint Graphs or Clint Duel. I got me. I have strong faith that I will be correct at the end of the day. Nick is asking, any word on Kike Hernandez? No, not yet. His roster spot was taken by Michael Siani, so that likely will not happen until next week, next Thursday. Pitchers and catchers report. How soon after does the 60-day IL open?
60-day IL starts immediately, but the Dodgers don't have anybody to put on the 60-day IL right now. And so
They can make up an injury. No, Brock Stewart, I think, he's not going to be ready.
Last I heard, Stewart was planning on being ready for opening day when he had the surgery. I haven't heard any updates since then.
I mean, he was also a guy not at Dodger Fest or anything like that. I don't know. I'm a little
sus
on him.
Until they have somebody they can put on the 60-day IL to open up a roster spot for Kike, there's nothing that's going to happen, and there's no real rush. I guess the rush would be that Kike can spend time with the Dodgers trainers and the Dodgers medical staff, and whatever as he rehabs.
Yeah.
Once he's signed. So yeah, I'm sure as soon as there's somebody they can put on the 60, they'll do it to make room for him. But unlike the last several years, there's nobody like last year. There were like 5 guys. Okay, any one of these 5 guys they'll put on the 60 IL to make the Clayton Kershaw re-signing official or whatever. We don't have that this year. The Dodgers are relatively healthy compared to previous years.
I mean, there's a lot of wasted space. I still had this saved from one of the last times we talked about the pitching side of the roster, and a lot of wasted space on there, man. One guy who I didn't put on this list is what the hell's his name again? Bobby Miller, who's technically on the roster, but you can create space. They'll find a way.
Dodgers World Series Game 7 starter Bobby Miller. Write it down. You heard it here first. I hope there's not a Game 7 of the World Series this year. Like last year was fun, but I could go for a not stressful World Series win this year. Just give me 11-0 in October.
Yeah, that would be a little peaceful. I mean, it would be bad for business for people like us. But I'm okay. I'm okay with bad for business.
You decided you don't need to root for the Dodgers to lose like you normally do?
I don't know. I mean, I've enjoyed the offseason a little bit.
Content, baby.
Content. That's right. Get people mad. Maddie Man with a great comment here. This is the most press Siani has ever gotten. Yeah, I mean, near 20 minutes on Mickey Siani.
He's like, if I had known this was going to happen, I'd have changed my name long ago.
I know, right? This is, David with the Miguel in there. Yeah. We love Miguel Siani. Raul asking or says white Justin Dean.
White and left-handed Justin Dean.
The reason I clicked it because I thought it said where's Justin Dean so we could provide some information, but instead it was white. It was white Justin Dean.
White Justin Dean.
Where are we at? Oh, the Enigma had the 499 asking if we were going to pick up our favorite catcher. Benny Rowe. I would say it's slim chance.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It comes down to if anybody's willing to give him, like, if he gets claimed off waivers, then the Dodgers don't have a chance. Dodgers aren't going to claim Rortvedt off waivers because they don't have a 40-man roster spot for him. He doesn't have options available. And so, it would have to be a team that actually has the backup catcher spot available to claim him off waivers. And so he may clear waivers, which would then mean he becomes a free agent. And then if he's looking for a minor league job, because again, any team that signs him to a big league contract, he has to be on the active roster. And so if he doesn't get claimed off waivers, he's probably not going to get signed to a big league contract. So if we get to that point that Rortvedt is looking at, okay, it's a minor league deal for me. Yeah, the Dodgers make a ton of sense, both on their part and on his part, because they have a relationship. They have an opening in Oklahoma City. It's not like they have stud catching prospects that he'd be back. He could be the starter in Oklahoma City, probably, getting plenty of playing time. And he knows that the Dodgers respect him, and, being, a heartbeat away from the presidency, that it's a good situation to be in for him. So yeah, if he clears waivers, I would say it's more likely than not that he signs a minor league deal with the Dodgers to come back.
Hey, you guys heard it here first. Ben Rortvedt will be back. They're going to DFA Will Smith. That's exactly what Jeff just said. Dirty Don had the $1.99 much earlier in the chat. A little disappointed because there was discussion. I don't even know if it was discussion. There was somebody throwing out in the All Dodgers Discord, which, by the way, you guys can sign up by supporting us on Patreon or here by clicking the join button on YouTube to become a YouTube member. But there was talk about us doing shirtless show, and then you said if you're doing it shirtless, you're doing it in the hot tub, in the bathtub. Thankfully for everybody involved, none of that happened. That was the most important thing. That's a gift to everybody here. Us being fully clothed and you not in the bathtub.
Yeah.
I feel so bad. Even just these are not words anybody should be hearing about.
Yeah, I mean this is YouTube. The whole world can see this. Mm-hmm. Like, if we were doing one of our private shows, like we did on Thursday night or whatever,
sounds weird when you say it that way. Yeah.
Maybe something that only the people who give us money can see it. Yeah, you guys can see my 8 chest hairs, but you know what?
We're gonna start to see people unsubscribing to Patreon just out of fear now.
Yeah, no, I think I can safely say that I won't do an episode from the bathtub that goes out on video. I could turn my camera off, and you guys could know I was in the bathtub.
Just make splashing noises.
Yeah, the splashing, and no, conditioner's better.
Definitely now. Now I'm starting to get in on this idea because we gotta have this the battle between shampoo and conditioner. Jason hitting us with the 79,000 Indonesian rupiah. The odds of Dodgers winning the World Series is higher than the Padres making the postseason. Ouch. Hey, I don't know if you saw. I'm assuming you saw today. Speaking of the Padres, they didn't sign not Hall of Fame recording artist Carlos Santana. The Diamondbacks, though, signed veteran first baseman DH Carlos Santana. And that is a dude that in my opinion, made a lot of sense for the Pods to add because they need a grown-up and they need somebody who could probably play first base. I don't know what the hell's going on down in San Diego because it seems like they just have 3 locks on the purse on AJ Preller's purse this offseason.
Yeah, it was weird, but good for them. I'm excited. Carlos Santana is fun to watch.
Entering his 80th season.
Yeah, he's smooth and
just like an ocean.
Yeah.
Under the moon. Don't listen. That's one of my karaoke songs. Don't get me started. He played for the Cubs last year. I forgot about that trade.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's definitely looking like a 39-year-old. Numbers ain't too hot. 633 OPS last year.
And maybe that's why the Padres didn't sign him, because they don't think he can hit in the big leagues anymore. Yeah. Did you see also on those FanGraphs odds I was talking about earlier, the Dodgers are the only team in baseball currently over 90% chance to make the postseason? Dodgers are at 99.7% or something. The next highest is the Braves at 87 or something like that. Like,
stop at the Braves, guys. They're doing this. They're doing this to spite me now. I could tell.
Yeah, and that's good. I support them. Spiting Clint is always something that I will support.
Feels like a good shirt. That is a good shirt to add. Just like Clean Yo Australian wants to have the bunt stuff as a shirt. One of these days, I swear, I'm gonna cross my T's and dot my I's and make an all Dodgers shop happen. I promise. One of these years, one of these decades. That's all I got. Elisheva bringing up Paulie Goldschmidt. Someone should sign him. I agree. There has been a conversation, some murmurs that the Yankees might have an interest in bringing him back. I don't think they will. I think they like that. I think it's Bird. I think it's a Bird kid. Somebody, I forget. They have somebody they want to play at first over there. But, hey, Goldie in San Diego. I think they need a grown-up because they don't have one. They're the most grown-up player, the most reasonable like temperamented player is Jackson Merrill, who was asked about are you watching the Dodgers? Do you think this is fair type stuff? And he's like, I don't need to care about them. Like, we just go out there, play our game, win every day. Like, say what you're supposed to say, as opposed to like if Manny was asked that question, the type of just diarrhea that would have come out of his mouth, much like comes out of mine most of these shows. But anyways, Goldie.
It is kind of funny that like 2 days after we had the conversation about like how 60% of the teams in the NL West don't even have a legitimate first baseman. Mm-hmm. The D-backs went and signed a first baseman. Mm-hmm. So, but they were the team that already had Pavin Smith. So they were one that already had one, but yeah, but I digress.
That you do. Rosman, I think this is Rosman's updated name, asking if I came back from Costco because of the cup. No, they had these at my job today. So, I had some lemonade, and now it is filled with water. The more you know. I don't go to Costco. The more you know. I don't go to Costco.
Did you mix Diet Coke and lemonade?
No. Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's my drink of choice. I talked about it on one of my long shows, and so I know you weren't invited.
Wouldn't let that happen.
And somebody, I think it might have been Raul. Was talking with me about that drink later, sent me a message. Yeah, it was Raul on Twitter about my Diet Coke and lemonade. Mm-hmm. He was asking what brand of lemonade because he wanted to try it and stuff. And he said it's not quite an Arnold Palmer. Should you name it after another golfer, Lee Trevino maybe? And I said, well, probably ought to call it a Tony Fino because it's a very Mormon drink. Yeah. So that is officially the Tony Fino. Diet Coke, 80% Diet Coke, 20% lemonade.
It just feels like a weird mix.
It's really good. It's
I'll give it a whirl. I've been known to enjoy myself a good cola. Now, and then after that, my science takes me to how does it taste with whiskey? That'll be the next thing.
I do not know the answer to that question.
Yeah. Beverly in the chat said goalie would not mesh with Manny's ego, and that's the point I'm making when I'm talking about the Padres. Manny needs somebody to slap him around. At this point in his career, he has very clearly not made it as the general in his clubhouse. He needs somebody else, somebody more veteran, somebody that has an actual MVP, somebody with bigger nuts to tell him, dude, shut up. I think that would go a long way in helping Manny and helping the Padres. But I digress.
I think if the Padres were going to pursue getting a team leader to try to rein in the shenanigans, they would have already done it. Mm-hmm. I would guess that is not something that they are prepared to admit as a need.
Yeah. They're not good at admitting those kind of things, I think. They just want to keep adding a bunch of people, bad players, living players. Dirty Don asking a good one. What could Bobby Miller get us in a trade? I don't know, Costco membership?
Executive membership? or just basic?
Base, yeah.
All right.
I think it's also that I don't even know if they include it. I doubt they do, but I'm pretty sure there's blackout dates as well. Days you can't go. You can't go to Costco before Christmas, before Thanksgiving. That's the type of membership a Bobby Miller trade gets you. I'm really hoping. Listen, my people have been watching me for long enough know my whole narrative, and you, sir, as well. You know my narrative is if you talk enough crap about certain players, they will either figure it out to spite me, or I'm going to be right the whole way. Either way, I come out on top, and I need him to be my new Gavin Lux. If I talk enough smack on Big Game Bob,
So what you're saying is you're always right, except when you're wrong, and even when you're wrong, you're right.
Yeah. I'm thinking about running for politics, so works for me.
Just in general politics. Yeah, I'm throwing my hat in the ring.
Yeah.
Vote for me for politics. Pasillas 26 for politics.
I'll tell you,
put it on a shirt, baby.
One of my number one platforms I'm running on is you should never have to pay for a side of ranch. So free ranch for all at a burger spot or whatever.
Yeah,
That's
ranch
important.
is a silly thing to have to pay for.
Yeah.
I think all things are silly to have to pay for it. Like on the side, like just
you vote for
factored in. Charge everybody 2 cents more for their burrito and stop charging people extra when they want guacamole. You know?
How hey, co-president, vice president, that's what they call it.
I think you mean co-politics.
Co-politics, that's the one. Yeah.
Vice politics.
We are running for politics, everybody.
Pasillas Snider 26 for politics.
Just like Mayor Quimby, we'd vote for you. So make sure you vote for us. Elisheva says the Giants are going to finish behind the Dodgers. They'll be the second place team. I kind of agree. Despite the fact that just a couple weeks ago, I was saying I have the Padres as the fourth best team in my NL power rankings. I think the moves the Giants have made and the pitching that they have just makes them a little bit better.
I definitely agree that the Giants will finish behind the Dodgers.
That much we can concur.
Yeah. Fangraphs has the Giants in second place in NL West, barely ahead of the D-backs, who are barely ahead of the Padres. Yeah, all three of them it has the Giants at 82.3 wins, Diamondbacks at 81.1, and the Padres at 79.2. Shockingly, the Rockies are projected to finish in last place in the National League West. But yeah, I think probably on another one of my solo shows, I talked a little bit about this, that I think the battle for second place is way up in the air. I think the Giants are going to be sneaky good. I think the D-backs are going to be better than they were last year, probably. And the Padres are going to have to figure out who's going to pitch for them, and like,
well, they had a couple of dudes. Like,
I know they want Mason Miller to be a starter, which is kind of interesting. That could either be great for them or...
Are they actually pushing forward with that?
I think so. Craig Stammen was talking about it, so...
Oh, wow. Because that definitely changes a fair amount of the complexion of that team. The bullpen would have been insanely elite still if Mason Miller's their closer, but now trying to force him into the rotation, which, hey... It worked with them and Seth Lugo. If there is a team that can figure it out, it's probably the Pods. I guess we'll see. I don't know. I think he's going to end up still in that bullpen for them. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's me. Yeah. That's me throwing to you. Figure it out. To figure it out.
Somebody, David Hughes comment there, right there near the bottom. Says nobody talks about Corbin Burns coming back for the D-backs.
I mentioned that. Does he come back around All-Star break, I'm assuming?
Mid-season-ish. He had his Tommy John surgery in June, and so honestly, I don't expect much from Burns in 2026. I think it'll be he'll come back, but it'll be easing back in and having growing pains or whatever adjustment pains. 2027, I think Corbin Burns could be a big factor for the D-backs. I don't expect him to be much of a factor in 2026.
I mean, if they are pushing somewhere for a wild card spot, could be a little bit of a factor. Could be a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see. We just got a super chat in here. There we go. $1.99 from Dirty Don. Have the White Sox signed Framber yet? No, they have not. The most unsignable player in baseball, unsignable free agent in baseball, Framber Valdez. Still out there, still a free agent. We're definitely running out of decent free agents.
Yeah, Framber Valdez is definitely a case study in how you can blow up your free agency. He didn't quite do as good a job as, say, Julio did in blowing up his free agency, but kind of demonstrating that you're a lousy teammate may give teams some pause about signing you because whichever team signs him, he will have 25 teammates at any given time, and that's 25 people who you probably don't want to upset. So
reasonable summary there, I guess. Sorry, I'm not doing very good at my transitions right now. The Enigma, $4.99 super chat. So don't get too down on San Diego. You can do a lot worse than Musgrove, Pavetta, and King is your top three, and that's why I had them up there. I think actually I had them as my fourth best, third behind the Dodgers, because I think they could. It'll be thin, but I think they could have the second best rotation. That was my note that I had a couple weeks ago about them, because they also, beyond them, that I was trying to remember the name last time, Randy Vasquez is there. They still got Matt Waldron. They will not have you, Darvish. So the starting rotation, not terrible. Yeah. That's what makes it. But they don't have a first baseman right now. That's a problem.
But they didn't have a first baseman last year either, or the year before that. They just, they'll just put one of their shortstops at first base and call it. It's probably honestly, it's going to be Xander Bogaerts. Xander Bogaerts is going to end up being the Padres' first baseman.
Who's playing short?
One of their other shortstops.
They're running low on shortstops
Tatis
now.
Or Jackson Merrill, or
because Tatis, he's in right. He's entrenched in right. Jackson Merrill is, and then Cronenworth. He either needs to play second or first, so they need one of those guys.
Yeah,
they need to fill that spot.
Yeah, they should bring back Ha-Sung Kim. Oh no, he's not available.
Well, he also got a ridiculous deal, and then got himself hurt.
Yeah. I did just look up. I hadn't. Believe it or not, I don't pay a lot of attention to the Padres in the offseason, but yeah, Mason Miller did shoot down just last week, shot down the idea of being a starter. He said he won't rule it out down the line. He said, I'm never going to be the guy that rules it out down the line, but I will admit it's hard to go away from something that you're having a lot of success with. Yeah. And I think my value right now is being the lockdown guy in the ninth or late in games.
And what? He's got how many more years until he's a free agent? Like 2 more seasons? Yeah, this is your time to get your money, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, no, more. He's not a free agent until 2030.
Huh? So 4 years, yeah. So, yeah, he's a good pitcher.
He's solid. He gets the job done in that role.
Yeah, if they can have a lead late in the game. But that's the thing. Like I said, when they got him last year, a relief pitcher can only have so much impact, Yeah.
Didn't help them. Did not help them too much. Yeah. He didn't hit dingers. He didn't start for them. And you can't really close games if you don't have a lead. Let's see what we got here. We got another $1.99. I like this one from the Enigma. Thank you very much. How many All-Stars do you think the Dodgers are going to have in 2026?
17. Over under 17.5.
You're taking the over on 17.5?
No, because I said 17, so I'm taking the under.
Okay. That's a smart play.
Baby. Yeah. Under 17.5.
6. They will have 6 All-Stars. You heard it here first.
I'll say 7.
Oh, because you wanted to.
I didn't think about that, but yeah, there it is. So they'll have either 6 or 7.
And that is a boo. That is worth a boo for sure. People talking about Max Scherzer. There's a guy. Get Max Scherzer and Framber Valdez on a team together. Because why not?
Yeah.
You got anything else you want to hit, or should we sign off early? I don't know if it's early. I mean, this was the whole point of today's show was just to kind of talk about Siani, and then now we're here still just hitting some comments as they come in.
Yeah, I don't have anything else specific. We've talked about kind of what we needed to talk about, but I also, I enjoy being in the chat, talking about what the people want to talk about a little bit. We got 25 minutes before the Dodger Blue guys. Is that what they're called? Before they go live.
Yeah, they're Blue guys. The Dodger Blue guy, Dodger Blue Man.
The Blue Man Group.
Yeah, that is. So we got it.
The Tobias Funke goes live in 25 minutes. So
how about that? Hey, we'll talk about our friends in the industry. Matt Moreno, no longer with Dodger Blue. That's a shocker to me because I remember when they created the Dodger Blue 1958 website. You'll be shocked to learn is because of a fallout with the guy who runs Dodgers Nation.
No,
I know, right? Guy
so
loves leaving trails.
Yeah, so I saw that Matt is doing Sports Illustrated now, the Dodgers site there, and that was
the one
you and I have both written for that particular Sports Illustrated site. So that is now no longer being run by, the guy who's even worse to name than Conforto. Michael Conforto's evil twin. Okay, so good. So is Matt like running that now?
That's kind of what I gathered from it, and I reached out to make sure that everything is, it was a peaceful transition of power there. My buddy Blake Williams running things now for Dodger Blue. It's awesome. Blake used to write for me way back in the day, Dodger that place, and he was good. He was good as a rook, good as a kid, and he's just grown and taller and wider, but also, in his abilities as a journalist and writer and camera dude and all that kind of stuff. I mean, he is they are some of the harder working people in Dodger show business here. So, but good.
I've only actually met Matt one time, and that was actually back in 2015 when he and Vince were at Dodgers Nation. That's that's when I met Vince. Was when I met him and Matt. They were both there at spring training when I was there covering it for Baseball Essential, and they were covering it for Dodgers Nation. And so we've just kind of been on the periphery since then. But I ended up doing a podcast with Vince for 10 years. So.
And look at you now.
Look at me now. Do you see what I put in the Discord? I came across the video that we did.
Oh,
from the winter meetings a few years back. You and me and DMAC and Vince.
Taking advantage of our proximity to each other by being actually in the same space. And out of all of the content that came out of the 2022 winter meetings, that was some of it.
That was some of it for sure.
Yeah.
Arson Judge were the two highlights, I think.
That was a wild time, man.
That stream we did, I guess it wasn't a stream because we just recorded it and put it out. We didn't go live, but anyway, that video, that's when I discovered what the word crapshoot means. I was talking about it, and I'm like, why do they call that? And then I realized it's about like shooting craps, like the gambling thing, because I don't gamble. But yeah, I made that discovery on video. So I'd say go watch it. Although I guess it's probably on. I don't think we want anybody to go to either of the places where that video lives. Don't want to give clicks to Dodgers Nation or Locked On. So respectfully, yeah. We could probably, I don't know who owns the content, because like you and I both still have copies of that video. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we get out of rehashing 2022 talking points.
No, it probably wasn't that good the first time, honestly.
I can't believe the Dodgers lost. They didn't even try to re-sign Trey Turner.
Yeah.
Because that happened that day.
Can you believe that the Angels signed, what's that relief pitcher's name, who went from the Rockies to the Angels at those meetings? Not Charlie Sheen, Carlos Estevez.
Oh, yeah. See what you did there.
That happened at those winter meetings. Yeah. It was an exciting one. I met Yasiel Puig at those winter meetings.
Yeah, I remember that. You being like, I got to go say hi to Yasiel Puig, who was outside trying to get a job, but I don't know. Did they not let him in, or what happened?
He was there in the building. So just in the lobby when I met him.
So. Also, one of the many times I think everybody's favorite incendiary topic, Trevor Bauer was trying to get himself out of jail. That winter meetings.
Yeah. Good old that guy.
Mm-hmm. Raul says it's the Dodgers podcast Avengers. Appreciate the comment. Appreciate the super chat. Also, Ray Soto says Taco Tuesday. And you know what? It is, and I'm not going to have tacos. So I am having a chicken burrito tonight. That's my plan.
I had an egg salad sandwich on wheat from Village Baker. It was good.
And I did not go to Costco. Wrong cup.
Yeah, I don't understand why anybody would ever buy an egg salad sandwich anywhere, but I do. Every time my wife goes to Village Baker, I say, "Yeah, get me an egg salad sandwich on wheat," because it's crazy good.
Yeah, egg salad. It feels like something you need to make. It really feels.
Yeah,
like,
but it's really good, and yeah, but even like at my work, where we always have egg salad available that I made. I know it's fresh. I know it's good, and yet. I can't bring myself to eat it, but I'll go to Village Baker and, I don't know who made that. I don't know how old it is, but I know it tastes good. And that's all that really matters to me.
That's all that really matters. That and the friends we made along the way. I'll tell you one thing I have been looking for, and I think I've talked about it on a stream in the past, but trying to find a spot that could make me just a banger chicken Caesar wrap. Get me a chicken. If somebody has a recommendation, please. I understand I am the Baconator guy, but I love me a salad wrap. I love me a chicken Caesar salad wrap, and places just don't have them. There used to be a spot when I was working at Honda Corporate back in the day. There was a Greek spot that had a banger. It was like $12 for it. Big old fatty. You get 2 meals out of it. It was delicious. They went under. I also don't work out there anymore. I wasn't going to commute. I mean, I might have, but I can't find one. No spots have them, and I have intentions on going to Sprouts and trying theirs, but nobody else has like a good one.
We're making chicken Caesar wraps at work for dinner like 2 weeks from Sunday. So
can I buy one?
Yeah, I don't know if it would be a banger, as you kids say. By the way, when you said fatty, anytime I hear the word fatty, I think of The Godfather. WWE back in the day, come down, we roll a fatty for this big daddy, light that butt up and say, pimpin' ain't easy. Yeah.
Yeah, the random shit,
My first internet writing gig was writing about wrestling.
Huh.
I wrote for a website called Online Onslaught, and I did SmackDown recaps every week.
Man, living the dream, huh?
Yeah. Living a dream, that's for sure.
How many articles do you have to write in 8 hours?
Just one a week. So
woo! We'll talk about a work-life balance right there.
Well, they didn't pay me anything, so
talk about a life balance right there.
Too demanding.
A hobby life balance. I didn't see this. A couple people had mentioned Alex right here. Dave laying off the booze. Did Dave say something? I didn't see all of the FanFest content. Did Dave say he is not drinking? Do you know anything about this?
Not that I've heard. They may just be talking about the fact that he was less obviously intoxicated at this parade than he was at the previous one.
He's acting like.
And you know what? Yeah, twerking to Ice Cube will probably make a guy look in the mirror and
not too on a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, Dave.
Adjacent to, at least.
in the proximity.
Ice Cube adjacent twerking.
Let's see. Richie says we're going full Dodger heads here. Listen, we're just trying to transition people nicely into the next show with, I think it's our boy Speegs and Bruce are going to be over there talking about your boys in blue. So check that out in whatever amount of time.
Yeah. El Capitan says Jim's in Rosemead on Valley has a good Caesar wrap.
Oh, that's not far. That's not far, gang. We're gonna make sure we put this in the old calendar, because I know that Jim's. It's the one in Rosemead on Valley.
And Elisheva says Doc did say that he lost 12 pounds by quitting alcohol.
Quitter.
Huh.
Quitter.
Quitters never give up.
Wait, so if the plan is Dodgers territory doing our second annual wine with Dave, If he quit alcohol, I think we can't do wine.
Yeah, no, but he could get him some grape Welch's.
All right. I'll make sure I have to do that. I don't think Riz is going to remember. Respectfully.
Sammy Boy
Thank
just
you.
said Papa Shango with 3 exclamation points. Papa Shango was another character played by the same wrestler who was the Godfather. So before he was the Godfather, he was Papa Shango. After he was the Godfather, he was the Good Father, part of the faction called Right to Censor. They came down in their shirts and ties and talked about how filthy WWE programming was. So.
We're happy. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm trying to find how do you spell NFL? There it is. Because Richie asked, where is it? What's FanDuel? What's FanDuel for Sunday? It's a good question. Money line, Seahawks are favorite. I put some money on them today. I mean, I didn't do anything. I'm legal boy.
Yeah, it's kind of wild to me that the Seahawks are so heavily favored. They're at minus 235. Patriots are plus 194. And yet the spread is only 4.5. Like, I feel like if you're that heavily favored, they should be predicting more of a blowout, you know? But the spread's only 4.5 points.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a not very good game.
Why? Because both teams aren't very good? Yeah. It won't be as bad as the Patriots' last game because there has never been a game in the NFL history as bad as the Patriots' last game. Like that was the kind of game that makes people turn it on and say, oh, yeah, maybe I don't like football. And, so it was – luckily only one of those 2 crappy quarterbacks will be playing in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was a rough game. Hopefully there won't be any snow. I don't think there's going to be much snow in Seattle this time. Stanley.
Especially since the game's in California.
I thought it was in Seattle. Did the Niners have the game this year? Niners Stadium, whatever it is. That's what it was.
Super Bowl, yeah. It's Levi's ballpark or whatever they call it.
Gotcha. Dude, you know me, Big Ten football guy. Right here. Go Birds. Stanley, ready for the long season to start? Yeah, I'm ready. Very clearly, I'm ready. I would like to have some baseball to watch, to talk about. It's funny where I was watching some. I forgot what it was. It was some random assortment of either just Dodgers or general baseball highlights, and one of them was a spring training play, and it was Joe Davis and Oral Hershiser on the call, and I was like, wow, this is a long time ago because we got the A team for a spring training game. You don't get that now.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. You're just saying.
Yeah, just saying. Drip Show, our friend in the chat here. San Francisco has horrible stadiums. That's plural. It's all of them. Darn tootin'. I haven't been to Oracle.
Yeah,
I'm assuming you have.
I think AT&T Park or whatever it's called these days is Pac Bell. I think it's a great stadium. Other than the team that plays there, I really do think it's a beautiful place. I've been there. I've been to 3 games in that stadium. Very much enjoyed it. And yeah, I'd like to go see a Dodgers Giants game there someday. Probably. My wife and 2 sons have actually. They were at Game 5 of the 2021 NLDS, but I was not there. It was supposed to be a family trip, and then my daughter and I both weren't feeling well, and so we stayed home. And so my wife and sons went, and the plan wasn't to go to the game. But while they were in San Francisco, I was contacted by my season ticket rep, and she told me that they were putting together a package for Game 5 and asked if I'd be interested. And so I ended up getting a decent deal on tickets. So I got them tickets and they went. And so I was on FaceTime with my family for the last out of the game. So I saw Wilmer Flores definitely go around about 10 seconds before my TV showed it to me because I saw it from FaceTime.
So it's the best way. That's the best way to watch a game. Screw having a big TV and all that.
And it probably worked out better that they didn't know they were going to the game when they left because none of them had Dodgers gear to wear. And maybe that's the better way to go to San Francisco as a Dodger fan. So
Yeah, probably. Koji 388. That's what I'm going with. Koji 386 asking if we're gonna go to Sacramento to see the Dodgers face the A's this year. Can't say it's on my bingo card to go see
yeah,
baseball at a minor league stadium in Sacramento.
no,
Stranger things
yeah,
have happened.
I'm torn because like I was down to just one stadium I hadn't been to, and now technically I'm at three because two teams are playing these minor league stadiums. But I don't think I'm going to count those,
No.
because I don't think I need to.
There needs to be a capacity above 15,000. I think.
Yeah,
I think that's fair.
and from what I hear, that stadium's a dump and it's hot. And
well, they couldn't
my
give
uncle
him too
does live
much.
near Sacramento, but
Yeah, they're coming from a dump. You can't give them something nice.
yeah, that's true. They
Got
went from
standards.
yeah. It is the two worst stadiums in baseball that are no longer being used, and so I've still been to 27 of the 28 actual big league stadiums, and that was true even when there were 30. There were still 28.
The more you know.
Yeah.
We are, me and our group, our people are planning our first Ontario Toronto or Tower Buzzers, whatever they're called, the new AAA team. I'm very worried about that place being overpacked because you can get tickets, you can get real close for pretty cheap to see the Rancho Quakes, and now Dodger fans are going to be like, "Oh, there's a new team right down the street," because there's dumb people, and then they're going to go. And then it's going to make it more difficult. As long as they got Thirsty Thursdays, because we will be there. We will be loud. We'll be proud because we will be drunk.
And just remember, you can get to Ontario from LA in 15 minutes if you're Jack Bauer. I need to go to a Salt Lake Bees game this year. I haven't been to their new stadium. Last year was their first year in the new stadium, and I didn't get to a game. So I need to get to a game there this year. I've been playing with this thing of super glue I have on my desk, and it just exploded. And so now I have super glue on my finger. I'm trying not to glue my hand together. So I'm going to be sitting like this, shaking my hands so they'll dry. Maybe I'll do it like this.
Talk about a sticky situation, huh?
Get it?
Thank you. Any Vegas games in the future for Snider?
When there's actually a team there, yeah, I assume... I don't like going to Vegas. I drive through Vegas all the time. And so I assume I'll go to a game there, at least one, and just so I can check it off my list. And if I enjoy the experience, maybe I'll make a point to go more often. It's not close enough to really go there very often. But
pass by.
Yeah, I'll go to at least one game.
You plan it. Well, again, this is where you messed up. You went and got yourself a real job, and now you have money to be able to do things, but you can't do them because you have to make the money. It's life.
Talk about catch-22.
Life. It tells you what. Alex, with the funny one here, with my influence, with Clint's influence, of which I have so much, will I get players and front office people on the show? I'm not a fan. I enjoy it when we do it on the Dodgers territory. I hate setting it up. And all the prep because, you want to make sure that people are taking time out of their day. Give them an effort. Give them an honest effort. And sometimes I'm lazy. And I don't feel like doing all the prep that goes into it. And setting up a time and giving them the link to join and all that kind of stuff. So that's been my thing for a while. Like back
sending
in the day,
a link sure is a pain.
It's a whole thing, But that's why I back in the day. Once we got to a certain point, I just handed all the interviews off to Doug. I was like, "No, this is you."
Yeah, for me the big challenge is it's hard to do them live. It's hard to do interviews live, just because then it's just more of a pain. And when it's not live, it's a little bit different.
Wrong hand. Bad actor.
This is the hand that I stuck.
You became
here, but it's already dry. Yeah. And I think that people feel a little cheated when the interview is recorded. So like the rest of the episode and then you just play the recorded interview. And so I think that's the hard part. But there's definitely a few players I would really enjoy having on this show. But yeah, you do gotta. It is more work.
Should we put in an honest effort to get a couple this season? A couple more.
Hand them off to me. I'll put in the work.
Right.
If you're not man enough. I think that's what you said.
Yeah. Whatever floats your pickle, man.
Yeah.
Whatever tickles your boat. Dirty Don with $1.99 super chat. And by the way, you guys hand him off to him who you want on the show. Don't say Kershaw. I don't think he's man enough to get Clayton. It says I'm ready for maker bets for. Wait, I'm assuming I'm ready to make bets for Baconators this season. I get yeah. We're gonna do that. We're 100% gonna do that on Discord. Baconator bets. Ivy Stroken and I are gonna make our bets and then remember to follow through on them, and have a handshake so we know we agree to it, because the last one or two we kind of said it and then didn't follow up on it. So things like that.
You see Raul's comment just now that I treat Vegas like Devore. Yeah, those are two places that I definitely drive past as fast as possible on my way to Lake Elsinore.
Lock the doors even harder.
Yeah.
I'd be stroking. Speak of the devil, our friend, my buddy, says, never bet on square patties. Listen, man. Listen. It's painful. It's, you're hurting my feelings here. But on that note, it's about time. We are at, for you, 67 minutes. Yeah. Just for you. So we talked about Mike Siani, and then end of list. That was it. We were here, but we're going to be back tomorrow evening. Unsure of the time. It's either going to be 6 LA time or maybe a later evening show. We'll figure that much out, but we'll have more things to talk about, actual things, good things, living things to talk about then. So either way, until then, or for now, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. All that kind of stuff. Subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate it. It helps us out. Thank you to FanDuel for presenting the show. Go put some money on the team that you like. Thank you to Bleav Network for having us on the network. Other things, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.